Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic, debate, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to be talking about that damn Ben Simmons. Got to do it again. Now, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, for those of you who've been following this network here, we made our feelings pretty crystal clear on what we feel about Ben Simmons, right? I think that, and I've been saying this for, I think, a few years now, at least a year and a half, that Ben Simmons is wasting everybody's time. I think Ben Simmons is wasting everybody's time. Ben Simmons developed the skill over the last year of being able to turn himself into a victim, right? He went up there, he underperformed in the playoffs against the Hawks, has not been improving, and found a way to kind of make himself the victim when people in the media tried to question him, tried to call him out for it, say, hey, Ben, why aren't you really developing? He went on the JJ Redick podcast, went up there, basically, again, continued to victimize himself about, what I went through, what I'm going through, and all of that. But in the media, there were a few people that weren't going for it. And one of those people was Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was one of the few people out there that's like, nah, bruh, nah, I'm calling BS on all of that. I'm calling BS on all of that. And he was very, very consistent for a very long time. And I was supporting him, right? And I think a lot of people were. And then I think at one point, him and Ben Simmons had a sit down, or they texted or something like that. They communicated. And he said something like, as a former LSU brother, I think the same college, we shouldn't be saying about this and this and this and that. I don't know what that means, bro. There's a lot of cats I went to college with. Just because we went to college, that don't mean I rock with you, but whatever. And Shaq was like, I'm going to lay off of him. Fine. So last season, he ended up not joining his team in the playoffs. He didn't play. He had to get surgery, whatever it was. Coming into this particular campaign, however, it's been an absolute disaster. And I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. Put this into perspective. Last year, or the last time Ben Simmons was healthy with the Philadelphia 76ers, people were saying that his numbers were on a decline. Let me read you his stats that year when people were saying his numbers were on a decline. That season, in 58 games, he averaged 14.3 points per game, 55.7% shooting from the field, 30% shooting from the three. I'll get to that 30% in a moment. 61% from the free throw line, getting you 7 rebounds, 6.9 assists, 3 turnovers, 1.6 steals, and 0.6 in blocks. And people are like, man, this guy's numbers are going down. Let me give you what Ben Simmons' stats are this season with 42 games played. As someone earning $35.5 million this year. In 26 minutes per game, he's scoring 6.9 points per game, shooting 56.6% from the field. I'll get to that number as well a little bit later. Shooting 0% from the three. I'll also get to that number a little bit later. Shooting a Hall of Fame level 43.9% from the free throw line, getting you 6 rebounds a game, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, and 1 steal. Then this morning, I was kind of combing through the internet here, came across this article from Sports Rush where they were reacting to something that was posted online. Basically, Basketball Forever posted, Ben Simmons is averaging more fouls than field goals made, which is 3.3 per game fouls and 3.2 field goals per game made. And Shaq took that, and they have a screenshot of it here, and Shaq screenshotted it apparently and shared it on his story. To me, I thought that was a gully move. I thought Shaq did the right thing. What Shaq is doing is bringing attention to something that should be talked about a little bit more, which is, what is exactly the reason that Ben Simmons is putting up these type of numbers? Now, I did mention that I was going to get back to a set of numbers here, which was the 3-point shooting percentage. The year prior with the Philadelphia 76ers, he shot 30% from the three. And some people, in the year before, he shot 28.6. So people are like, oh man, that's an improvement. Ben Simmons in his NBA career has made 5 3-pointers. 5. If he doesn't make a 3 this season, it would mean that in 5 years, he would be averaging 1 3-point made field goal a year. A year. His field goal shooting percentage, some people, when I mentioned the one in Philly at 55.7%, he was attempting 10.1 shots per game. This season, he's attempting 5.6. And that's how he's able to shoot 56%. From the field. Another thing that I want to bring up, and is one of the reasons why you shouldn't be so reliant on stats, that you should look at stats and also look at footage. if you look at some of these numbers, you'd be like, well, I mean, some of it isn't too bad until you watch him play. Ben Simmons has made up his mind that he's not going to look at the basket anymore. Like, the basket is like, him and the basket are like divorced. They're like, you go your way, I go my way, I got a prenup. Like, I'm not even looking at you no more. He doesn't even attempt to go to the basket. And some people have speculated that the reason he's afraid of going to the rim is because he's afraid to be fouled. Well, why would some people believe that? Because if you look at his free throw shooting percentage this season, it's 43.9% now. I think that supporters of Ben can make some excuses for him in various areas. Maybe his points per game, maybe his 3-point shooting. They could say, well, he doesn't really need to shoot threes and blah, 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 blah. The one you cannot make an excuse for is his free throw. What's the excuse for Ben Simmons shooting 44% from the free throw line? What's the reason for that? Generally, what you want to see in players is an improvement over time. But in the case of Ben, we're witnessing a decline over time, which brings me to some comments that Jalen Rose made about Ben Simmons, where he said he's running away with the money, ski mask and all. And few people felt the type of way, like, how can you say that about Ben Simmons if he's stealing money? As y'all know, these NBA contracts they're paying you based on what you've achieved at the moment in the hopes of what future value you're going to bring in the future. So if you've averaged 15 points per game and 10 rebounds in, 5 seasons in the NBA, and you earned X amount of dollars coming into the NBA, and it's time to renegotiate a new contract, you're most likely going to be able to get a higher contract, a higher paid, a bigger contract, because people are going to feel like, okay, this guy, given the improvement that he's been doing over the years, one would assume that he's going to continue to improve, and therefore he warrants earning more money in the future. The money these guys are earning now is based off of what they did in the past. I hope you guys got that. In the case of Ben Simmons, at this current period in his career, at year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in year 5, how is he earning his $35 million? Averaging 7 points a game, 0% from the 3, 43%, 44% from the free throw. How's he doing it? That is what Jalen Rose was speaking to. Another thing he brought up was the percentage of the cap that he takes up. He takes up a significant chunk of the Brooklyn Nets cap space. And the question is, that amount of money, that amount of space that you're taking up, is it paying dividends to the team? Well, obviously not. Even head coach Jacques Vaughn alluded to this, that they have to come up with so many different lineups and various instruments to get Ben Simmons on the court in order for him not to be a liability while he's on the court. So to me, I think Shaq was 100% correct to troll him until these numbers improve. This is ridiculous. Russell Westbrook has gotten more slanted than Ben Simmons, which is incredible to me. So these are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we catch you on the next show.